All right, it's Ironhead Golf Live. It's our first podcast. I'm here with Duffy McMulligan.
Hey there, Patrick. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. What's going on?
We just came back from the PGA Show in Orlando. Had a blast down there.
It was really a great show. We met some incredible people.
Yeah, we met the legendary Jimmy Roberts, and he told me to shave my mustache. That was awkward.
He also talked about seeing the dentist.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
All right. So yeah, we met a lot of people there. We have a podcast we're going to be doing with Daniel Guest, and we have a bunch of other stuff coming up. We've made a couple videos from that, which we have some more that we're going to make.
That's right. We did one with clubhouse tags, and it was quite impressive. And we did some others with the veterans of a veteran golf association.
That's right.
And you know what was most impressive was a dancing robot.
Well, that was pretty cool.
And also Tom Brady's dad was there.
That's right. We didn't meet him, though.
That's right. But, it's a good thing you can't deflate golf balls.
Yeah, you got to make them extra hard to avoid that.
That's right. That's right. That's what real patriots do.
So we have Mark Miller coming in today to talk about golf course architecture and golf and some other things.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to redesign these courses.
Hey, boys.
Oh, it's Sandy Trapp, of our course correspondent.
Did you miss me?
Of course not. What are you doing wandering around the course by yourself, Sandy?
When it comes to golf, the only thing Duffy doesn't miss is the parking lot.
Yeah, that's unfair. That broken windshield yesterday wasn't my fault.
Duffy, I see you still haven't shaved that mustache like Jimmy Roberts recommended.
I see you haven't shaved your mustache. You got a bit of fringe around the cup there. You better call the groundskeeper, Sandy.
Well, at least I know that the parking lot is not part of the fairway, Duffy. Hopefully our guest today can help you figure that out.
I sure hope so, because I need all the help I can get.
I think we need a lot of help here. Yeah, today we got a great show. We got Mark Miller in the house, world-class golf course architect. Before we get going, though, Sandy, give us an update on what's happening with the LPGA.
All right, here we go. Let's talk some proper golf. Out here on the LPGA, these women aren't just golfers, they're warriors in visors. The leaderboard is stacked. The tension is real. And each week has been a battle of epic proportions.
Hey, I could use a proportion of whiskey about now.
At number 1, Ataya Thitikul. Calm, controlled, and absolutely clinical at the top of the rankings. Number 2, Nelly Korda. Power, precision, and never far from reclaiming number 1. At number 3, Charley Hull. Yes, that Charley Hull. The ambassador for the brand Clubhouse Tags, who we met at the PGA Show in Orlando. Congratulations to Charley for recently winning the PIF Saudi Ladies International, finishing 7 under par on the final day.
Now, Sandy, I feel like your reporting's a little under par. Top-notch stuff. Good job, Charlie.
Who else you got, Sandy?
Then you've got Minji Lee ranked 4th, Miyu Yamashita at 5, and Lydia Ko at 6. All in all, impressive champions, global contenders who know how to hit greens and avoid car windshields.
Slow.
Thanks, Sandy. So now let's take us back to the question of the day. Mark Miller, what do you think about designing a golf course with an inbounds parking lot? We're going to welcome Mark Miller here. Come on in, Mark. Let's see. We got to click you in here on our Zoom call.
Can you hear me?
All right. Here's Mark Miller. How's it going, Mark?
Hey there, Mark.
Oh, it's going great. How are you guys doing? It's so nice for you to have me on.
All right. We're
An
happy.
honor to be on with legends like yourselves.
We're happy to put you on.
Yeah, Patrick and Duffy. I've even got a set of your golf balls that I received in the mail. Legendary status, you guys are with these are called Dragon Balls, medieval distance balls.
Show us those balls again.
Play with me balls.
Well,
It says,
hold
Show
them
me your
back a little
balls,
bit.
Mark.
They're a little too close to the camera.
how about there?
Yeah.
Have you been playing with me balls?
I have.
Yeah. Hold them up by your head. That's good.
That's what I hear a lot.
Hold the balls up by your head.
Those flying dragons.
Dragons.
They're the top balls.
Yeah, they are.
McMulligan flying dragon balls. Yeah. I have been using them. Here, I'll even show you one. It's got
Where you keep using those balls, we're gonna make you into a knight, the medieval knight.
Duffy's head on it so you can find it easy.
All right. That's looking good. We love it.
Yeah.
Have you used his balls?
I've used them. I've got 2 sleeves. I saved this sleeve for just for purposes of having them on my desk so I can show them to people when they come into my office. But
That's fantastic. If you use them, you have to clean them, you know.
I have people to do that for me.
Now, who's that guy hanging behind you there in that picture?
Oh, that's one of my heroes. He's a god of golf course architecture. An old great. His name is Alistair McKenzie. He's one of my heroes, and I have loved seeing and playing some of his golf courses in the past. And but yeah, I keep him up there on my wall for inspiration.
Now, what courses has he designed?
A lot of really famous ones. One in particular is called Cypress Point, out on the Monterey Bay Peninsula. 17-mile drive. It's kind of where Pebble Beach. It is where Pebble Beach and some of the famous golf courses like Spyglass and Spanish Bay, all are on that peninsula there. And when I was a rookie, I had 2 great bosses. One was Robin Nelson and Rodney Wright. And one time when I was just learning, Robin took me out there. We met at the 17-mile drive and went and looked at all these golf courses, including Cypress Point. And that's when I learned about Alistair McKenzie and saw how great his designs were. And so he's always been one of my heroes. So that's why I have him on my wall. That's who he is.
His name sounds familiar. McKenzie. I think I might know his sister. I think we shared a McOnesie once at a furry convention up in the Highlands. Maybe not the same guy though.
Yeah, he was from Scotland.
Ah, I like that.
Did a lot of work in the U.S., but yeah, he was a doctor in Scotland to start off. His Dr. Alistair McKenzie is who he is.
All right, respect.
Mm-hmm. It's great to see you guys. You're both looking sweet. I like.
Do you like my mustache?
Yeah, you remind me of a great golfer, Craig Stadler. He's the walrus.
That's right.
It. Yeah,
we get that a lot.
Patrick, did you regroove your hair?
Well, that's in the next revision. I think I'm going to get a facelift as well. Maybe my chin's a little messed up.
Patrick,
it's looking good though. Looking real good. Yeah, Ironhead.
Patrick needs to get a fade. How did you get started in golf design?
Well, I first got a degree in landscape architecture, which kind of gives you all the basic stuff that you need to know. And then I just started looking for a job in golf course design. I wrote probably 100 different golf course architects. And I ended up landing a job in Honolulu, Hawaii, working for a company called Belt Collins. And I mentioned these 2 guys, Robin Nelson and Rodney Wright, had started a golf design division for this company. And so I got on board with them, one of the first people they hired. And we did golf courses all over Hawaii and the Pacific Rim countries like China, Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, and a lot of other places too, Bali. And eventually we moved an office to the mainland, but I was in Hawaii working for them for about 9 years. And that's how I got started and learned everything and through those two guys. And they were great. They were really good designers and just great guys too. So I got lucky working for them.
Ah, it sounds great. You've had
Yeah.
some great mentors. You just didn't
Yes.
learn this online, did you?
No. No.
I love Hawaii. You know my favorite Hawaiian word?
Aloha.
No, puka. You know puka.
Oh, I know puka. Yeah.
There's 18 pukas on a
Yeah,
course.
that's right.
It means hole.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a puka in my pants.
Puka. Yeah. I can tell you know a lot about Hawaii if you know that name, that word.
That's right. Melikaliki maka.
Mahalo.
That was nice of Sandy to give us an update on the wahinis at the LPGA.
Yeah. The elusive wahinis.
You know, we came from golf a long time ago in about 2002 when Robbie Ackerman created our species of cartoon interviewers. And that was for a show we did in television back in the early 2000s. And Mark's been a big influence on all the stories that we tell and everything. So it's been good to have you involved in Ironhead Golf Live and the rebirth that we started last year during the Masters. And that's when we originally got started. And we know that you're an expert on the Masters, and we learned a lot about it from you when we did our first show. So tell us a little bit. I know you talked about Alistair, but that's a big part of your career, right, Mark?
Yeah, I'd call myself more of a big fan of the Masters. I'm not an expert, but I do study the course a lot, and I've had this topo map layout of the golf course for many years, and I bring it out every year and when the Masters is on, and I can kind of envision where they are on the golf course. And over the years they have changed a few things on the golf course. When Tiger Woods came along, he just kind of destroyed the course and set records. I don't know how many under par he was, but it was like 23 under or something like that. And so they said they Tiger proofed the golf course by moving tees back and trying to make it a little bit more difficult. And so I tried to update my plan every year with the new changes that they may make. They don't make a lot, but they do make some. And so, yeah, I really like the Masters a lot. I think it's probably my favorite golf tournament of the year. So I always look forward to it.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great that you guys are covering it too.
Yeah, we're going to try to do another live podcast from the Masters this year and like maybe simulcast so people could, Duffy and myself, we want to be, we want to take over Jim Nance's job. And now that we know Jimmy Roberts, we know that we're kind of halfway there.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
That's my tagline. Hello, friends. Hey, Mark, I had a question.
Yeah.
When you're out on the course and you're playing a course, what do you think about are you thinking about the holes all the time and how you could redesign them?
Sometimes. Usually I'm frustrated looking for my ball somewhere, but yeah, one thing that's really good about being in the business is you can kind of look at a hole and understand what you're supposed to do from the tee. And if it's a dog leg right or left, or if there's hazards down the fairway, you can see maybe what the architect intends you to do. And a lot of architects are really good at that, or maybe even tricking you, but
can you give us like an example of some trick, like if you put a parking lot in the middle of the fairway?
Yeah. Well, Pete Dye was, a legendary golf course designer, and he always had. I read a book about him, and talks about how he has like a specific spot in the fairway that you're supposed to land your ball, and if you land there, you're going to have a perfect shot to the net. Your next shot's going to be perfect, but to land in that spot is extremely difficult because it's surrounded by hazards and bunkers and fairway, sloping fairways or mounding or tall grass. And so he's a master at manipulating the golfer into, thinking he's going the right way when he's maybe not going the right way, or, you just have to put it in the right spot or you're going to pay for it. So he's pretty good at that.
Well, Duffy's
did-
pretty good at hitting the parking lots. He keeps thinking that it's part of the course, so maybe you could design that in.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm going the wrong way.
Do your clubs have like asphalt scars on the bottoms of them from playing off of the asphalt so many times? Or
I use rubber clubs.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
the cart path is one of your favorite spots too, probably, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I don't like to get too much exercise.
Yeah.
You know me well, Mark. Now, can you tell us a few things like when you've been playing and things go off course? Like we were talking about some kind of animals on the course you were telling us about the other day.
Oh, yeah. Depending on where you play, courses are usually in some pretty interesting environments. I was some of the animals that I've seen monkeys on a golf course before. I've had monkeys come down and take my ball away
Ooh.
from me. And so I don't know what the penalty for that is, but
Holy crap! Was it like that Punch the Monkey? Have you seen that monkey?
yes.
Was he all alone carrying a stuffed animal?
This one did not have a stuffed animal, but that would have been interesting to see him run down there with a stuffed animal. And
I
take the
feel
ball.
like Punch could be good, and his stuffed animal could be his caddy.
Yeah, maybe he could be one of the characters on your show sometime. Or
Yeah, maybe we'll have him on here.
yeah,
He could talk about designing golf courses.
yeah. I've seen some like a bobcat. I've seen bear, moose, elk, different things like that. So, yeah, those kind of animals can destroy a golf course too. In Hawaii, they have big wild boars that can really destroy a golf course.
Steal your golf bag.
I've had a pig try to steal my golf bag before.
Oh,
Just a domestic pig tried to drag my golf bag away from
that is not cool.
It was pretty funny.
In Alaska, you designed a course, Moose Run, right? And actually Valley of the Eagles. And those both have. Tell us that about when you first went and saw the Valley of the Eagles for the first time to check out the course location.
That is a crazy story. That was when I had an office in Seattle on Lake Union, and this gentleman just showed up in my office one day. He was about 75 years old and said he had all these maps and aerial photos and said he wanted to design a golf course on this property. But half the property was considered a wetland, and I kept telling him, I don't think you can do this. So he invited me to come up, and I went up to his property to look at it. And in the daytime, it was stunning. It was beautiful mountains just jutted straight up out of the out of a big river. There was a huge river that bordered part of the property, and these huge mountains everywhere. And and so he said, we're in luck tonight because it's one of the extreme high tides, and I want to show you the property during that. And so at 1 o'clock in the morning, we go down with these big rubber boots on.
Cool.
We get in a canoe. He's got tied up to this fence, and we start paddling around at 1 o'clock in the morning under a full moon. And he's kind of pointing at places and going, okay, right over there is going to be the first green, but it's underwater. The whole site's underwater. And I'm like, this guy's crazy. This isn't going to happen. What
That's
is he
nuts.
thinking? And so the next day I went back out there with him about 9 o'clock in the morning, and the entire site was dry, and all the water had receded, and you could see exactly what he was talking about. And so anyway, to make a long story short, we wrote a letter to the state of Alaska and said, we're going to make this the most environmentally friendly golf course in the world. We're not going to use pesticides, herbicides. We're not going to have an irrigation system. It's all going to get water from rain naturally. And the extreme high tides only happen once or twice a year. So most of the time it wasn't inundated by the tide. So we planted some native grasses that kind of took over and turned it into a golf course. And everybody loved it up there. And it's just an amazing place to go play golf. If you're a golfer and you like the environment more than just playing golf, it's the kind of place where you just walk around and you look at everything while you're playing golf. And so it's just an amazing sight. I'm glad we were able to do it. It was really a cool course to work on. One of my favorites, probably.
That sounds amazing. I visited that course with you once.
Yeah, Patrick
Yeah.
Patrick Ironhead was there. That's right. Duffy needs to go there.
I got to play a little bit of the course, and they usually don't let tunes out on a course, but I made it and played pretty well.
Yeah.
Patrick, did you have to use extra chrome spray for your club head for your hair? Because in that wet environment, you might start rusting.
Well, I did have to use a little WD-40 that day. It was kind of a different type of, so that Chromer and Chrome wasn't working too good.
Going a little backwoods there, huh?
It's hard when the eagles are flying over too, because it's supposedly has the biggest population of eagles in the world is right in that area of bald eagles, because there's so many salmon that go up in that area. And so did an eagle hit you on your chrome? Didn't you have to polish your chrome one day?
Yeah, Patrick, did you get an eagle?
I did. I didn't get an eagle, but I did see eagles. But usually I have more trouble when I'm scuba diving because barracudas are attracted to shiny things.
Barracudas and cougars.
Yeah, cougars like shiny things. You would know, wouldn't you, Duffy?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the pub. There's a lot of barracudas and cougars there.
They like to rub up against
barracuda.
That's right.
That wool sweater is pretty sexy. I can see how that could happen.
Yeah, one time I was in Alaska, and there was a lot of Russian ladies there. One lady named Svetlana, and we went out golfing. And before we could reach the first hole, she was after me, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Lots of moose up there.
There's some things to unpack there. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Nothing I can mention right here. Mark, what other exotic courses have you worked on?
Oh, I've had a couple of really great experiences overseas working on. One was in the Philippines, and it was right after there was a volcano in Mount Pinatubo had blown, and it had just kind of destroyed this whole area and covered everything with ash. And there's an old U.S. military base there called Clark Air Force Base, Clark Field, and they had moved out. The U.S. had moved out, and a private guy had come in and bought it, a Filipino gentleman, and he hired us to redo the golf course that was there, and we ended up just completely redoing it. But one of my memories of being there was for the first time when we were meeting him and learning about the project. We went out and played the course that was originally there, and every time you'd hit your ball, there was so much ash that was still on the grass that it was like a big cloud of smoke would come up, and they had piles of ash pushed off to the sides of the fairways. And so it was a huge undertaking to clear all that stuff out and get it back to where you could start building it. But we could use the ash too, and we mixed it in with the soil, and I think it was kind of a good fertilizer for the soil, and that course turned out awesome. I also did another one in China that we got this project in China where I would fly into Hong Kong and take a train into China, southern China, and it was a course that nobody really wanted to work
Ooh.
on it, so I volunteered to do it, and my boss Robin Nelson laid the whole thing out, and then it was my job to go over there and observe the construction. So I made like 25 trips over there in about 2 years to China, and so that was an eye-opening experience, and the course was really in a cool spot, and I love doing that one too. So I've worked on a number of courses overseas, but those were probably the two that were ones that I spent the most time on. And so yeah, those are a couple of interesting stories, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Well, Mark, it's been great having you. This is our first show, so you gotta. Everybody's got to.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Congrats.
and you got to come join us for the Masters. And one of the days that we do a show, we'll do some short little shows.
I'd be happy to
Yeah,
do that.
we're
It'd be
gonna
fun.
talk golf and talk about some of the great shots that happen at that, and hopefully, thanks for joining us in
That would
in
be
the PGA show in Orlando too. It was good to have you
Yeah.
there.
That was great. You guys are doing such a good job. I'm enjoying everything that you put out, and keep doing it. And I'm looking forward to this coming year covering the tournaments, and I'll be watching. And
All
thanks for
right,
having me on.
Yeah, we look forward to having you on our last show next week.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna play a little dance music. Let's rock.
All right, let's go. Woo-hoo.